I'm super excited to have the opportunity to talk with Dr. Carson Jenkins today. She's going to share some of her unique perspectives and experiences with us. So Carson, if you don't mind just going ahead and introducing yourself and giving a brief background.
Hi, I'm Carson Jenkins. I am a dentist currently practicing in Madison, Wisconsin. I graduated from BYU with a degree in economics, and I also more recently graduated from the Ohio State University College of Dentistry. I've been married to my wife for 7 years. Together in our free time, we enjoy being outdoors, be it hiking or cycling. We also enjoy cooking and baking together and traveling as well. I also am transgender. Just a little background on me and my experience being transgender. It's something that's been a part of me every day of my life for as far back as I can remember. But more recently, in this past year, is when I started my transition.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Carson. We're super excited to have you today. So the first question is, what are some common misconceptions that people have about transgender people that you wish more people understood better?
I think there are a lot of misconceptions in what it means to be trans, which is to be expected when it makes up less than 1% of the population, which is what it's usually estimated at. So yeah, misconceptions are going to happen, but I think that there are some that are more harmful, definitely some that are more common. One that is kind of common is that I think a lot of people like to put trans people in a box in a number of different ways. They might see something that some trans person does, or they, see some video or meet one trans person, and then be it good or bad, they like to just maybe make an assumption that that's what all trans people must be. But trans people vary just as much as, cis people do. Even in like gender expression as well. Just as like there's no one way to be a man or a woman, there's no one way to be a trans woman or a trans man. So I think just realizing that we vary just as much as anyone else, and that it's a normal and healthy thing.
Wow, those are some really great thoughts. Thank you so much for bringing those things up. So when we narrow it down more to a healthcare perspective, what are some changes that you would like to see in the healthcare system to better support transgender individuals?
I think the priority should mostly be that we increase the access to care for transgender people. That could be through increased coverage through insurance, or just streamlining resources for trans people. Here in Madison, they have through the University of Wisconsin like a connection point where trans people can get guidance in a number of ways to help them with their transition or other healthcare needs. I think just streamlining that is helping it more efficient. It can be sometimes overwhelming and confusing, and that's something that could be applied in other places as well. And I think just having healthcare providers that are going to be able to be informed and educated when it comes to trans people, knowing the difficulties that we face and being prepared to address those, and being able to make trans people and LGBTQ people comfortable in their healthcare settings.
I love that. And then can you just share how your experience as a transgender woman has shaped your approach to patient care?
I think that in my experience as a trans person that's also a healthcare provider, it's also just important to maintain empathy for any patient that comes in from any different kind of background. When it comes to gender diverse people in general, I've luckily been able to have the privilege of treating a few in my short career as a dentist. And something as simple as just introducing yourself with your pronouns can go a long way in just showing a gender diverse patient that you understand where they're coming from, that you're a welcoming environment. Just having things like the pride flag displayed, maybe a pin or anything like that, just to show that your welcoming environment can go a long way for queer people to just feel more comfortable and to be less scared, and to know that they're going to be listened to and empathized with. And I think that goes a long way.
Awesome. Well, Dr. Jenkins, I greatly appreciate your time today, and I definitely learned a lot in this short conversation, so I hope everyone else was able to learn something too about how we can be better healthcare workers or just generally allies to the transgender community.